Good evening. My name is Rich Huxley of internationally unclaimed band Hope and Social. We are particularly unqualified to be speaking at an event such as Music Tech Fest. I have no flying drones. I have no body appendages. I'm using a laptop which is built basically of elastic bands, wood, and is fired by coal. And I will be using an acoustic guitar. Hope and Social are, as Dubba said, Hope and Social are essentially a fairly traditional band. We've got a drummer, a bassist, a Fender Rhodes player, an organ player, a couple of guitarists, a brass section. I don't think I've missed anyone out. And that's what we do. We make music with harmonies, with a frontman, and I am not said frontman. I think the reason Dubba's asked me to come and speak at this is hopefully because very much in the spirit of what's been going on in the past couple of days, we like to play with stuff until it breaks. We like to collaborate with people. We like to try new things. And I'm quite happy to try it even if it doesn't work. I'll explain a bit more about what I mean about that in a while, but to give you a bit of context, I used to be in a band called Four Day Hombre. We were a pretty serious, fairly serious, what would be described as miserable white boy indie music. We would have photographs such as this taken. We took ourselves very seriously. And we had dalliances with the music industry. We moved to Leeds in 1998 and we tried to convert our cellar into a soundproof room. We failed miserably. But on account of that, we did pick up a DJ from next door who could hear everything we were playing. A couple of years into our four-day hombre career, we sent out our first home-recorded demos to Steve Lamacq at Radio 1. And he played our stuff before, so we thought it was a good thing to do. At that time, Radio 1 changed completely how they deal with demos. And we got entered into what was essentially a Battle of the Bands type competition called the Radio 1 One Music Competition. We weren't interested in that because that meant taxing our fans to do things for us that really wasn't in their interests or we didn't think in ours. However, 2 weeks before the competition closed, they phoned us and said, you're in the top 10 for this and we're going to list your record for 2 weeks. So we'd be on the radio regularly. Good news, we thought. Not long after that, and because of the radio attention, we had a huge amount of interest from the record business. So people like Sony would come up to Leeds and take us out for tea. Beggars Banquet, if there's anyone from Beggars here, thank you very much for the tea that you bought us. And they offered us the world on a stick with conditions. And we got offered a couple of record deals. Some we didn't think were giving us enough money, and some we didn't think were giving us enough control. So we decided that what we should do is we should revert to the kind of band we'd always been. We'd always been that kind of band who are everyone back to ours. And we went to all the people who'd ever got us in a headlock after a show whilst drunk and gone, we love you guys. If I ever win the lottery, we'll sort you out. And we got them all together and we said, we're going to form a record label. We're going to form a record label, and the record label's first act is going to be to sign Four Day Hombre, the band. And we raised £70,000 on our first share issue. We think it was the world's first fan-funded record label. We're not 100% sure, but we think we were the world's first fan-funded record label. So we raised a load of money in a very new music industries kind of way. This was actually before MySpace was even in existence in the UK. It's a long time ago now, or seemingly. And we signed the record deal with ourselves, and immediately we'd done that, it seemed like the whole world changed. The whole music industry's changed. And we spent that money like a major record label. So we paid press people, we paid PRs, we paid pluggers, and we paid people to do the stuff that we'd been good at. We'd been good at connecting with fans. And we started to get other people to do that for us. And we thought that was a little bit of a failure, really, over time. And moreover, it was totally unsustainable. That's not to say that we didn't do some amazing things. So we got to play Leeds and Reading. We got to license the record to Canada and tour around for a month. We got to go to New York and play showcases. We flew home. We went back to LA. We toured up the California coast. We came back. We went to Germany. We got to play live on Radio 1. We got to play live on Radio 2. And we were on the radio. And we were on MTV2 and all that kind of stuff. But we were hemorrhaging cash. We did another share issue. We spent that money like a major record label. So, after that, and after going back to radio with a record that we thought they would plug and play, our drummer left. And we were left in a position where we'd not been having a great time. Our drummer hadn't been happy before he left, and sometimes that made it very difficult for us to be happy when we were being a band. And if it's not paying your mortgage, we thought, it's got to be fun. So we decided to keep on going. And we formed the band that we are now, which is Hope and Social. And that's if you've got the picture on there, that's when we formed the record label. That's all our beautiful, beautiful shareholders. All those people, many people gave us their life savings, and we spent it on people who shoved it up their nose in London. Anyway, so we became Hope and Social, and with renewed vigor, we started gigging again. And we decided, as I say, that if it's going to be something we do, if it's not paying the mortgage, it's got to be fun. And we thought, what are the things that have been the best fun? And what are the things that have been the best about the stuff that we've done? And the things that we thought that were the best things we'd done all had come out of relationships that we'd made with people. And we started, well, we made a 2-point manifesto. Point 1 was no more love songs. Point 2 was like I say, it's got to be fun, and we should involve people. So, for our first album, we had a song called Looking for Answers that required a choir. Rather than go to a choir, we invited friends, family, fans to come to our studio, which is much like this building, the room that we're in. We're in the crypt of a church. So we invited them there, and we got them to sing on our record, and it was great. And they became the people who would shout about what we do as well, and that seemed like a good thing, because we made a video of it, and the video features them, so they were able to go, you should listen to this, because I'm in this video. So we took that, and we kind of ran with it, really. We started to think about stuff in terms of how we could involve people in what we do. So when we got around to making our next record, we thought, well, we had one song that sounded a little bit like French supermarket music, the kind of like music that you would, have pumped into your ears as you go around picking up your brioche in France. And it kept on making the cut, despite the fact it didn't really necessarily fit with what we did. So we thought, it sounds a bit French, we'll have a cheese and wine night. And that became bigger and bigger and bigger until we ended up, we wear blue jackets, until we ended up turning that into a night called Come Dine With Us. And the point behind Come Dine With Us was that we would turn our studio into a bistro for the evening. We would wait on tables. We would play songs between courses. We would come to your table and play anything you wanted. You got a request? I'll play that for you. I can play songs. I know how to play songs. And at the end of the evening, when everyone was drunk, we gave them wine bottles that we had tuned. And we recorded a song live and videoed it and put it on the record. And that became probably the best tool we've ever had in terms of putting us in front of new people. From that, we went on and we've done a series of events. We've done, you can go. We did Come Dine With Us. We took 70 people on an open-top bus trip to the seaside. We took them to the place I got married. We took them to the place our bassist got married. We let them into our lives a little bit. We sang Living on a Prayer at 12:30 on the way back into Leeds after a full 14 hours on a bus to the seaside. We did an event called the Snowball. Everything we do comes from a pun. The Snowball starts small and gets bigger. We got 50 people in one pub and 50 people in 3 other pubs. We taught them parts to our songs. We taught them the singing parts to our songs. We taught them different parts. That became 100 people in the next pub. and 100 people in another pub. And then we congregated on Leeds Town Hall steps and sang choral versions of our song along with a brass band and us in front of a Hell's Angel wedding that was just going on inside Leeds Town Hall. We liked involving people in what we do. We wanted to make amazing experiences that people couldn't get. We wanted to do things that you couldn't get just from records, you couldn't get just from an MP3. So our events became kind of a bit of a strong point. We decided over the summer that we should do a garden party and it should be spectacular. And there should be something for everyone, that it would be family friendly, that it would involve people. It had a silent disco. It had a treasure hunt that culminated, because we've got an album called Sleep Sound, culminated in ending up in a shed that was completely blacked out with a star cloth on the ceiling and projections, and a tiny little music box that would play Sleep Sound if you'd found all the clues. We wanted to be playful. We wanted it to be something that would involve people more than just simply consuming or simply receiving music. Moving on from that a couple of years, because I'm aware we are very tight for time. Moving on from that, we became a band that anyone can join, because we liked involving people in what we do. So we took the bits of our songs that were the most simple, and we bought ukuleles for people. We got commissioned by a festival, and we taught 40 people how to play our songs. We did a gig in their town hall, in the town where those people come from, and we let them join us on stage because doing gigs is fun, and it seems like ridiculous to us that only people who are professional musicians or semi-professional musicians should be able to do that. So we gave them an amazing experience. And out of that came probably our biggest project to date, which was we did what we called the Tour of Infinite Possibility. We did a bid for Yorkshire Festival, which came to Leeds in the build-up to the Tour de France. And it was a band anyone can join again. So we got a little bit of local TV mentions and a lot of social media interactions, but we essentially said, we want to be the band that you can join. And we're going to do that in 12 towns along the route of the Tour de France. And we thought maybe if we get 40 in each place, that'd be amazing. We'll end up with like 500 people. That'd be fantastic. And within 2 months, we'd signed up 1,600 people who wanted to join our band over that period. So we built some software. We developed a database that would tell us what people played and what town they were in and what songs they would be doing and what they could play on and what groups they would fit in with. And that culminated in over 4 days. We did 3 gigs a day. We did 12 gigs in 4 days in 12 towns along the route of the Tour de France, with 100 people on stage at each place, playing to their friends, their family. I have never seen so many proud people holding up their camera phone and videoing their son, their daughter, their brother, their sister on stage. And hopefully, because of how we work, it resulted in possibly the biggest show we've done to date, which was we were asked, with the band anyone could join, to open the Tour de France opening ceremony in Yorkshire. So we got 180 people, including Opera North, their choir, their orchestra. We had a team of roller derby girls. We had a choir from Harrogate. We had a ukulele group from York. We had a brass band from Grassington. And we had a bunch of school kids from Skipton. And they all joined us on stage. And we played a show to 10,000 people in Leeds Arena and to 70 million people around the world. Thanks very much. I am having to cut this a little bit short, so I'm racing through stuff. And I hope it doesn't just come across as, hey, look at all the awesome stuff I've done, which I think was on the video that Dubba made last year. What I'm trying to say is, it's a bit of a call to arms, really. I don't see any reason why, if you're an artist and you're interested in working with people and collaborating with people, we also have a great project called Crypt Covers, who I want to talk to you about if you can get over from where you come from again. We like collaborating, we like working with people, we like doing stuff that other people don't, and we like doing stuff with people who are already artists and people who aren't. We like to hack stuff, we like to play with these things until it breaks, and trust me, getting 1,600 people to play musical instruments, whether they be bells, ukuleles, or brass instruments, did nearly break the entire band. But moving forward and realizing the people that are in the room and the people who are at Music Tech Fest, if anyone is interested, we want to do a project where we do a video live with 6 band members starting in 6 locations in a town, where we gig in those locations separately, and then gradually and bit by bit we come together. We want to make a game. The game is probably going to be, how do you get to the gig? You've just blown a tire in the van, go back 3 spaces. It might be an app. It might be a physical board game. It could be an embodiment of the pair of them. It could be a number of things. If you do that video stuff, you're interested in that video stuff, please give us a shout. We are easily found on the internet. We are at Hope and Social on Twitter. My name's Rich Huxley, as I say, and you can find me at the Hux Capacitor in a very tech style. Are you all right if I do a quick song, or do you want to get on? Are you all right if I do a quick song, or? Yeah? We're good, okay. I'm going to do something very non-techy, as I say. This is quite simply me and an acoustic guitar. I'm not the front man in the band. Where's my guitar? There he is, beautiful. Yes, no problem. But I don't often get to sing on my own. Like I say, there's normally 6 of us, and being 6 of us, that gives us extra special superpowers. That, along with the blue jackets. I'm muted at the moment, just so you know. So, so this is a guitar, and how it works is there are 6 pieces of metal strung to a certain tension over, and you put your fingers on, and it changes the notes. It's an amazing bit of tech. I'm going to lose the Madonna mic now. I'll leave it on. Yo, yo, yeah, you got me, great. Can I have a little bit more of my voice, please? That'd be beautiful, thanks very much. Caught in the wake, caught in the waves, the city I know, I get pushed on our way to wherever this sea forward in me, ship or the shore, city or stream, English sunlight suits my eyes, northern vowels revitalize. I'm caught in the waves, caught in the wake, puffed up with pride over what I can't say. So hold on to me as I'm pulled underneath this concrete and chrome. place we call home. English sunlight suits my eyes. Northern vowels revitalize. Springside green, it wraps my soul. Longing for a home I know. Where our children go? Is this a place where I lay my bones? Is this a place where I kiss the ground? Hillside and seaside and satellite towns. Is this a place where the once was so proud? Is this a place where they laugh with the crowd? Is this a place where we can believe? Is this a place where we can still see? A word is a word, a kiss is a kiss. Is this a place whose people I miss? Is this a place where we can believe? Is this a place where we can believe? Is this a place where we can go? Is this a place where we can go? Thank you very much.